Welcome to online classes. Today we'll start with chapter 6, networking concepts. What is a network? As we have studied in previous classes, network is basically when two computers are connected together, and if they want to communicate, they should have certain protocols, certain rules. In this chapter, we'll study what is network, what are its types, and what are the rules for communication. Network is an interconnected collection of autonomous computers. Two computers are said to be interconnected if they are capable of exchanging information. Now, this is important. If they are able to intercommunicate or exchange information, send or receive information, that is when we say they are in a network mode. The term autonomous means that the computers on the network can start, stop, or control others, other files, or messages. Need for networking. Why do we need a network? To share computer files. Suppose you're working on a file, you're working on a project with your team, or you want to send that project to your team or share your project with the team. And instead of working on the same file, you're working on 3 or 5 files as the group expands. With networking, you can work simultaneously on the same file. To share computer peripherals. You've noticed when you visit banks or big offices that there is only one printer in a room or in a building or on a floor, because they are very expensive. With the help of a network, we can share a printer on a network far away. To enable different computers to communicate with each other, different type of networks are used. Small computer or operating systems can communicate with each other. For example, Windows operating system can communicate with Linux as well. To improve communication speed and accuracy. Now, why it's important is when we talk about communication and speed and accuracy, first we need to know how much faster our data is traveling. Or is our data being lost during the communication? For instance, when you talk over the phone and it's raining, sometimes what happens is you hear breaking noises, or the data that you're receiving is not proper. This is where the accuracy comes, or the right information that the sender has sent is received. To reduce cost of data transfer, if the two computers are connected, you can send all your information across the network. For example, you can send all your picture, all your data in just click of a button through your phones, and that too over the world. Networking terminology. What are the different terms that are used in networks? First, nodes or a workstation. The different terminals are attached to a network and share their resources, or networks are called nodes. Suppose you have 5 computers connected to each other. All those 5 networks are called nodes, and all of them together will be called a workstation. Server. Now imagine you choose that one computer out of that 5 is going to access and control all the information and authorities. That computer will be called a server. The network interface unit. the interpreter, which will help in communication, sending and receiving of data. Then we'll come to types of network. Now, when it comes to types of network, it is always about geographical location. In local area network, the network is private or can be within a room or within a building. Suppose in a bank or an office or a school. In metropolitan area network, the network is spread over the city through cables or wireless. Then wide area network is spread across countries. Comparison. If we compare, local area network covers areas within office or a building. Metropolitan covers cities and wide area world. Type of network used, privately owned. The network can be private or it can be connected to public. Now in metropolitan area network, it can be private, but if the distance is too large from one end of the city to another end, we can always lease a network. Means we can always borrow someone else's cables or wires or wireless networks. Wide area network, lease or service provider. Now when we're talking about a world, right? You're sending information from your phone or a computer. It's not going to be privately owned by one company. They are going to be connected with each other. It means the service provider will give you all the information to you and send it to your receiver as well. Cost. The local area network is really less, cheaper. The more and the more, if you are adding more locations, it'll go higher according to geographical locations. Bandwidth, sending and receiving speed. It's from 10 megabits per second to 10 gigahertz per second. Supports, metropolitan area supports 10 megabits to 10 gigabits. Wide area network is usually 15.4 kilobits per second to 2.4 gigabits per second approximately. But these days you can sometimes find 5 gigahertz as well. Devices. Now, if we are using a local area network, we have to use certain devices that our data should not be lost during transmission. For that, we use repeaters to repeat our data packets, hubs, routers, and in metropolitan area network we use more bigger devices, bridges and routers, and in WAN we use modems and other devices. Error rate in local area network, very less chance of data loss. When we are using local area networks, right, our data is wired within a building or within a floor. There are less chances that our data will get lost. In metropolitan area networks, the chances increases a bit because miscommunication or broken wire can cause or hinder our transmission rate. In wide area network, it is comparatively higher than local area network and metropolitan area network. Now, what are network topologies? Basically, when we are talking about topology, how the computers are connected physically through cables or other devices. Physical topology should not be confused with logical topology, which is the method used to pass information between workstations. Now, this is important. Only the physical topology is the computers that you see. What are the different type of physical topologies? Bus topology, star topology, ring topology, tree topology. As we say, bus, the name itself is having a start point and end point. Any computer connected to any point in that cable is bus topology, starting and end point. It is also called a linear topology. And the advantages are, it's really easy, you can attach your computer anywhere. But the biggest disadvantage is if the wire is broken from here or anywhere, the data transmission rate will be dead at that point. Star, again the name, star, 5 corners. The star topology is designed with each node connected directly to central network hub. Now, this is a hub device that is responsible for sending and receiving data between repeaters. Star wired ring. It means, what do you remember when you hear ring? Ring means round. And this is how a ring topology looks. No start or end point. Then tree topology. In tree topology, there is a main branch or main stem. Then you have branch from that stem, and then you have sub branches, or you can say. Same like a tree. See this picture? There can be one computer attached or a network with repeaters or hubs. That is a tree topology. Mesh topology. In mesh topology, all computers or all nodes are connected to each other. Unlike in the ring, those computers are not connected directly, but in mesh topology they are connected directly to each other. Partial mesh. You have a hub, these are connected, but these are not. Protocols. Now, when we say protocols, it means certain rules. When we communicate with each other, we follow our language, grammar, and culture rules. A protocol can be one rule or a complete set of rules and standards that follow different devices to hold conversations. When two human beings communicate, they follow their cultural or local rules. What is a URL? Uniform Resource Locator. When you are connected throughout the world or to the internet, we can say, and you surf, you open a browser, you input a web address, address of a website, that is called a uniform resource locator. Specific address. Then what is file transfer protocol and hypertext transfer protocol? A standard in internet protocol is simplest way to exchange files, correct? FTP is an application protocol, and you can only open these protocols in a certain application or a certain window within an operating system that you can set manually using TCP IP protocols. Hypertext is usually when you're surfing the web, www, World Wide Web. All that information that you're downloading or sending is through hypertext transfer protocol. Means your text is getting transferred on a web. The different parts of a URL is, first, the resource, HTTP, hypertext protocol, or FTP, file transfer protocol, a server, and a specific file name. Then private networks. Some networks are specifically designed for organizations and used completely by individual. Now, if you're working, if you're a scientist, if you're in a bank, right, you have to have a secure network. That is why some of the companies use private network, local area network for communication. Or even if you're sending that data across the world or across the city, you have to have a private network that no one can access. In the beginning, ARPANET was used by US government for sending and receiving data. Concept of channel. What is a channel? When we send the message from one PC to another, we first convert the data into electrical form or electromagnetic energy. Remember, computer is only known for 0 and 1. The basic language of computer is binary language. And when you are sending that data throughout any device or wire, it has to be converted from one chips to another into electrical forms, electrons. That is passed through communication channel. The channel may be in the form of electric wires or in the form of high energy electromagnetic beams. Right? Characteristics. For a perfect connection, for a perfect channel, it should be available, it should be able to deliver maximum amount of electromagnetic energy. And the transmitter and the receiver should have good communication at the minimum cost. It should not add much noise on the way so that the receiver is able to understand the message correctly. There should not be any restriction on the distance between the transmitter. There shouldn't be any restrictions or the data is lost. Digital channel capacity. Now, what is digital channel capacity? In the number of digits, values the channel convey in 1 second. In 1 second, however, how much information is conveyed or sent or received, that is that capacity. The basic language, the basic starting off is bit per second. That is why it's called bit rate of the channel. The bit rate of networking ranges from kilobits per second to kilobytes per second or megabits per second, or today we say gigabits per second. The speed. What is baud? Baud is unit of measuring transmission speed. It is a basic unit. It is used to describe the capacity of a carrier. In general usage, baud is identical to bits per second, or simply saying the speed it transfers. Bandwidth. In electronic communication, bandwidth is the width of range of frequencies. See, when you're sending a data or when you're talking over the phone, they are using radio frequency, radio waves. And how do we measure waves? In hertz. And the frequency and the bandwidth, higher and lower bandwidth that is used, is also measured in kilohertz, megahertz. Bandwidth domain. In local area network, it is a set of devices that share and complete the bandwidth. Data transfer rate. Now, what is data transfer rate? It means the transfer of your data, and you are receiving the data as well from the receiver and to the receiver. The amount of data that can be carried from one point to another in a given time period, usually in seconds, is called bandwidth rate, data transfer rate. This kind of bandwidth is usually expressed in bits per second, BPS, basically BPS. And this is how you have perceived data transfer speed. 1 kilobits is equal to 1000 bits per second. 1 megabits is, now today when we receive or send data, we talk about megabits. This is our speed. This is what it means. Millions or billions of bits being transferred in a second. Then alternate forms. Usually we talk about gigabits, megabits or petabytes, right? But we can also use the terms BBPS, billion bits per second, million bits per second, 1000 bits per second. But more commonly terms are used as gigabits, Mbps, etc. What is bit and byte? The basic unit of information is 1 bit, and then 1 byte. 1 byte is equal to 8 bits. This is how you calculate kbps speed, kilobits per second. And if you get kilobits per second is this. Because there are 8 bits in a byte, to get a bit rate speed from values given in bytes, you can multiply the total number of bytes by 8. That is how you calculate speed. Kilo, total bytes and bits. There is some information missing in English PDF file. So we have to learn from this, from our book. The last topic is transmission media. How do we transfer our information in a different media? There are two things, wired or wireless, right? When we talk about wired, it means guided media through cables, coaxial cables, like your cable connection at home. You have a wire, then it's coated, again recoated and recoated, so that data is shielded and data should not be lost. And then twisted pair. In twisted pair, there are two wires connected and coated, each carrying a positive and a negative charge. Again, unguided media. Now, in unguided media, we're talking about your wireless, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or ISP. In unguided media, we use radio communication, radio waves. You're talking over the phone, that radio wave is transmitted to an ISP antenna that is provided by your service provider, and then again that data is resent to another radio antenna or to the receiver eventually. That is why we calculate RF propagation, radio frequency propagation, how the radio waves travel. If they're traveling on the ground, the straight from one tower to another in a straight line, or on an ionosphere, you're sending data through different towers, right? And the data can touch our ionosphere and come back to us or to different part of the world. Then line of sight, in the straight line. In straight line, usually we talk about transmitting data in the form of light or beams. That is how we calculate speed. On a ground level, it's less than 2 megahertz per, and then if the data is transmission in our atmosphere to that ionosphere, it is 2 to 30 megahertz. You usually use an international broadcast or a TV channel. Then line of sight, a straight line greater than 3 megahertz. Satellite system, mobile phones, cordless. And line of sight is basically you're sending the transmission straight to a satellite, and that satellite is sending information straight back to you. Or we used to have cordless phones at home. Then networking devices and hubs and modem. When we are talking about communication, there are different type of devices which are used to prevent data loss, and these are modems, hubs, etc. Modem is a device that converts your digital signal to analog signal. Then We have a hub, a device which is connected to multiple computers. Imagine you have a computer single line that is coming or provided by your service provider, and you have multiple computers in a room, and you can attach all those computers to a hub and they'll get connected. Now with this, your chapter is finished. If you have any questions, do let me know. Thank you.